Made up of students, office workers, liberal professionals and entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 40, these people have decided to dedicate their spring holidays to a military training course at a gendarme camp in the French city of Toulouse. After 15 days of intensive training, most of the trainees will join the ranks of the operational reserve to support the security forces. The number of volunteers has soared in the wake of the recent terrorist attacks in France.
Today, mentalities have evolved. We see it with the young and the not so young, who have decided to give their time to French society, and in particular to protecting the population.
Trainees are given practical workshops and theoretical courses. Those who go on to join the reserve forces can be mobilised for 30 to 150 days a year to assist the gendarmes or military police. If something were to happen, I think I'd be one of those people who could help others to protect themselves, to intervene if rescuers are needed, and that's what we're learning today, for example.
After a 6 a.m. start, the cadets don't stop until 11 p.m. But everyone's really motivated, whether they're reserves, like here, volunteer firefighters or volunteers in associations. It's estimated that 1 in 5 young people in France have got involved in a similar cause since the 2015 attacks. Flores.
People don't stop enough to help others anymore, but here we're rediscovering that.
It's important to have young people who share the same values, French values. It's very important since it forges a society, and that's why we're here.
Those who carried out the attacks were of Maghreb origin. I have my origins, and I felt even more targeted because of that. So I wanted to make it clear that we are not all alike, that we do not all think the same way. And if I can give my free time and help the French, because I am French, then there's no problem. I'll give my free time.
What happened at the Bataclan, what happened in other places like Germany, could happen to you tomorrow. You must also tell yourself one thing, that you might not come home tonight. You have to be aware of that.
They say that being aware of risks in one's mind is not about giving in to fear.
Now it's getting almost psychotic, all this wondering if around us there'll be more attacks. To think that it's inside the country, that it's embedded, that we don't yet know how to fight back, and all we can do is wait. But unfortunately, we have to be able to protect ourselves, and that's what I want to try and learn today.
A week after our meeting with the volunteers in Toulouse, another attack occurred on the Champs-Élysées in Paris, the latest episode in a series that has changed the everyday lives of the French. The spectre of the attacks has been ingrained into public life. Even in schools, so-called intrusion alert exercises are being organised, like this one. Latifa Benzitan is leading a different sort of battle. Her son was a parachutist and the first victim of Mohamed Merah, who murdered 7 people, including soldiers, Jewish people and 3 children in 2012. For the last 4 years, Latifa Benzitan has travelled the length and breadth of France to raise young people's awareness of French values and of living together.
You know when you're fragile, you're an easy target for recruiters. And when someone gets a kid, they can do whatever they want with them. You can't fall into Daesh's trap today. Have confidence in yourselves, dear students. Because if you have confidence in yourself, I assure you, you will succeed.
Has France become an Islamophobic country?
People today are scared. They're very scared. We have to talk to each other. We need to get to know each other. And it's up to you, young people, because you're the future. Today, France, look, we see it here, this diversity, it's our richness.
These messages are having an impact. I think the advice she gave is important. I always take the example of my own neighbourhood, where we see that there are many people who stop their studies early after 4 years of secondary school because they think that given their situation, in school it didn't work out, so they prefer to stop now. They look for a job, they end up not finding one, they turn to drugs, which often leads them to prison, they can end up becoming terrorists, like she said. And it touched me because I was almost in that situation. I nearly fell into that, but with the help of my parents, I escaped it. There's always hope within us. Even if it doesn't seem like it's there, it's still hidden at the bottom of our hearts. And one day or another, it'll reappear and we'll be strong. Somehow, we'll all be together.
Who can give hope to France? It's society. Society can give it its light, because the state won't advance alone. There are lots of people who are responsible, whether it's the state or the city council, whether it's families or schools, society, the media. Everyone has a responsibility to children today. A child just doesn't become a delinquent like that alone. They're not born delinquents. They're not born terrorists, just like all children.